What is up, guys? God bless you all. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna install a new fuel pump on the Nissan Sentra. Today we're finally gonna be installing a new fuel pump on the car, and as you guys saw on the last video, after we did the starter, we having an issue where my car is slightly lean. I don't know the reason, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna install a brand new fuel pump and see if that fixed the issue. So I got the fuel pump right here. Let me show you. So right here I have the brand new fuel pump, and it's nothing special. This one I got it from eBay, and I did hear a lot of good things and a lot of bad things, so decided to give it a try. And this one is actually the Kemso fuel pump. This one is 340 LHP, which is liters per hours. And besides that, here we have all the accessories, hoses, clamps and strainers, and we're gonna do that right now. So let's go to the car. Alright, so we are in the car, and excuse my mess. I put the light, so I hope it makes some justice. Apologize for the noise. My neighbor decided to do the lawn, and it's kind of annoying, but what we're gonna do, we have to remove the seat, and basically when we look close, we have a pin that you can pull in here. I don't know if you can see it with my finger, but this what you do, you push and then you pull it, and there you can see it basically. So basically you pull that, we're gonna pull the other one, and basically that should take us to pull up the seat. Let me see, there you go. So after pulling this up, we can remove it, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove the back part, which is 2 bolts, and I'll show you what's next. Let's go. So we got the back seat out, and now what we have to do, we have 2 bolts. They're gonna be around this area right here. If I'm not mistaken, they are either a 10 or 12 millimeter. My car doesn't have them because my car got stolen a couple years ago, and they damaged all that. So basically my case, what I have to do is basically to pop it up, and it should come out. Just like that. So now slide down the seat belt. The whole thing should be able to come out. There you go. All right, let's take this puppy out. So a few seconds later, and we have the seat out, and now here we're gonna have 4 bolts. You can either use a Phillips screwdriver, or you can actually use a 10 mil, which is what I'm gonna use. So again, should be 1, 2, 3, 4. We should be able to pop this lid out, and then we should find there the fuel pump assembly. So let's go. So the bolts are out, and we should be able to pop the lid. Just be gentle because we have the higher harness over here, and again we have one for the fuel pump, and then we're gonna have another one for the fuel sender, which is basically what send the signal for the fuel gauge on your cluster. So yeah, we have about 6 bolts. All of them is going to be Phillips. We have the fuel fee and the return fee, and if you look close, they have like a small arrow, so you should be able to see it. This one is actually the feed, and this one is the return. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start popping all this out and removing all this, so I should be able to bring out the fuel assembly. So should be a couple minutes. I'm not going to record it again. I'm just removing everything and you guys will see in a second. So let's go. All right, so I got the lines out. Again, the one on top is the return, and the one facing towards me is the feed. The way I know is because I worked with this before. So the one that I have just like one hose clamp, that one is my feed, and the one that has the two hose clamps, that one's the return. So after that is removed, you can remove all the bolts, and basically like this. Oh, I missed a bolt right there. Let's take it out right now. I use some PB blaster. And a little bit of the hammer just to make sure I don't strip the bolt. And that one is just out. Come on with me, baby. Now this ring should be free. Can put that to the side. I might paint this one since it's getting rusted. And now you can put these hoses to the side a little bit just to make some room for yourself. And we should be able to actually pull up this assembly. Come on. So what I did is pushing up, and now I got space just to move the whole thing. So let me see. This one is actually a 2-part. So so it's like the fuel pump, and the fuel pump is actually not connected to this one in a way. So it's underneath. What is on this section is actually the sender. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to let me see. I have to basically remove these two hoses right here and this plug. I'll be able to take out the assembly, and then I'm gonna have to pull my hand all the way in to pull out the fuel pump. So let's do that right now. Alright, so I have everything almost out. So here is the first hose, that's out. Here we have the second one. Just remove the hose clamp and I should be able to pull it out. Come on, there you go. And now I have this clip here, which is the one for the fuel pump, and now we have the flow. So there it is. So this one is out, and now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna have to pull my hand all the way in to pull out the fuel pump. Come on, baby. We got one here. There you go. All right, and here's the fuel pump. Let's go to the bench. All right, so here we have the fuel pump out of the car, and this one actually is kind of like it's kind of like a case, so you can actually pull it out. It has fuel everywhere. All right, so as soon as this part is out, we have the fuel pump inside. So this one should be able to come out just like that. There you go. So here the fuel pump, just to show you how the whole thing's inside the car. This thing will be held in place inside the fuel tank just like that. And you have like this clip here that you can, let me see, you guys can see it there. Yeah, so this one just moves like that. So it will actually lock in place inside the tank. So what you have to do, just pull it out just like that and then slide it back, and it will take you this. And here we have the OEM fuel pump, and it's huge. I mean, you guys can see how fat it is. Let me pull this out. We're gonna have to reuse this strainer, and I'll tell you why in a second. But you guys can see how fat this one is compared to the new one that is actually super skinny. Let me take it out of the back right now. So here's the new one versus the old one. You guys can see how the difference is. So this one is a lot fatter. So somehow we have to figure out how to mount this baby inside here. As you guys can see that it has a huge gap. So last time what I did, I used this rubber thing or whatever it is. It's kind of like a spacer, I will call it like that. So it will give me a little bit of thickness to it. So most likely what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna zip tie this just to make a little bit of the gap, and then I will have to get this hose, put it on the new one, and do the wiring for here, which in my case you guys can see. So red, it's straightforward. The red is the positive and then the black is ground. So it should be very straightforward, and we're gonna reuse the OEM strainer just like, let me see, we're gonna use the OEM strainer just like that, because even though we have the new one right here, we got actually two options. We got this one, which is basically straight, and we got this one, which is a flat one. But the thing is that our fuel pump is supposed to be like this in the car, and when you put this one, the strainer doesn't fit, doesn't reach the bottom of the tank, which is the issue that I got the first time I did this. So it's not the cleanest one. I tried to order the new one, I couldn't find them, so we're gonna rock with the old one, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do in a second. So let's go. Alright, so sometime later, and I have the whole fuel pump assembled. Again, I used the stock strainer because again, you have to go on that position. If you use the one that the new pump brings, it will look like this, and that is not gonna work. So you wanna use the stock one. Inside of the pump, I use like the spacer that I took out from the old pump, and I use a couple zip ties to hold it in place. Besides that, I'm holding it over here with zip ties, and also inside here to try to make it in place, because this space is way too big for the fuel pump. So right now it is steady, doesn't move anywhere. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the car and test it out. Again, I did the wiring as well, so red with red and black with black. If not, you can find the wiring online or get a Tesla and test it out. So let's go to the car. Alright, so before I start mounting everything, I just want to double check that the wiring is correct. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug the harness on this one, which is the one for the fuel pump. You guys see it right there. And I'm gonna put the new harness that I just made on here. You guys see it right there. So let me plug this real quick. There you go. So that's in. And now what I'm gonna do, I should be able to turn on the key, and the fuel pump should kick in for like 2 or 3 seconds. So let's try that. Right, so we got this on, and you guys can hear the fuel pump right there. Let's try that again. Switch on off, switch on, and then you guys can hear the fuel pump right there. One more time. There it is. Alright, so that's worked. So let me try to show you again how inside the fuel tank looks. Let me see how I can do this. So inside there, you guys can see like the plastic base where the whole thing slides in, and that's where the fuel pump is gonna go. So I'm just gonna put that back and mount everything back. You guys saw how I remove it. So it's the same process just to put it back. Again, this hose right here, the one for the fuel pump, the one on the top, is gonna go on the nipple over here that says flow. So it's gonna be the one with the arrow going out, and basically. So make sure you guys put that. Don't forget to put the hose clamps underneath. You don't want those hoses to pop out, and we should be good to go. So let's mount this right now. So I got the fuel pump in place. I have to cut the zip tie that I had on the middle because it wasn't slated in, but since you're here, also it's good to double check the O-ring. It's this black thing right here. Mine is actually broken. You guys can see it right here. I just ordered a new one right now, and that one should get here next week. I need to get the car running, so I'm going to mount it like that, but then later on I'm going to swap it. So just a reminder to double check your O-ring, because if not, you can have a slightly fuel leak through here, or even the car can smell like fuel because all the vapors are escaping through the seal. So just a quick reminder. So again, I'm just going to put the hoses and mount everything back. You guys will see in a second, and then we should start up the car and test it out. So let's go. Alright, so I put the hoses back with the hose clamps, lining it the way it should. Now I have here my locking ring, which is I just painted a couple minutes ago. So I'm just getting ready to put that. This one should go like this, and then I'm gonna put the bolts, the hoses, and we should be good to go. So let's go. Alright, so I have the lock back. I put all the bolts, everything is tight. I put the plugs. Now basically we are 4 bolts away. I'm gonna put those right now, and boom, yep, everything is back together. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to start up the car to test it out. So let's go. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime the fuel pump a couple times and then start up the car. The car is alive. Let's take a look at this. Still at 22, but I guess I'm gonna have to mess with ECU a little bit. But yeah, fuel pump is on, it's working, and that's what it matters. So that's gonna be for this video. So yeah guys, there you guys have it. The B13 now has a brand new fuel pump. This one is a high flow, so it's going to be a good thing for the future plans that we have in store. So have something coming up. I know you guys are going to be excited. The high compression build is going to take some time, so meanwhile we're going to have fun doing something else, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a nice day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, turn on that bell on all, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you all. Have a nice day.